Aloha, everyone. Welcome to Hawaii Abroad Audio Podcast. I'm your host, Auntie Max. It's Manaʻo Monday, and boy, do I have a haʻavina or lesson for you today. It's a lot to cover, so let's get to it. If you've been following me and listening to earlier episodes, I mentioned several times about my hula background. As a lifetime hula student, I'm sure I'll be sharing a lot of my Hawaiian culture, ike, or knowledge I learned from hula. And because of that, I felt it was appropriate to share a mo'olelo or a story on the beginning of time of hula. Ka ho'omaka ana ma hula, which means the beginning of hula. But first of all, I am again going to quote that same olelo no'eau that I normally do before I share. A'ohe pau ka ike I ka halau ho'okahi, which means not all knowledge is taught in one school. What I share today is what was taught to me. Others may teach it differently, but this is what I learned. So no judging, just sharing. Now there are many different versions of this topic. Some legends say that the hula was born by the goddess Laka, who danced on Molokai as she chanted at a sacred place in Ka'ana, located near the east coast of the island. Another legend speaks about the hula from the Kumulipo, which was during the creation of time. It's when the gods used their limbs as they chant while they created the heavens, the earth, and mankind. It's like how we use our hands as we speak, such as what I'm doing right now, to describe what we're saying. Well, it's something like that as they created during the Kumulipo. Another similar legend was that the early Kanaka, which is the people, used their whole body to mimic the environment and describe their conversation as they communicated with each other. A different legend speaks about the fire goddess Pele dancing with joy when she finally found a home on the island of Hawaii at Kilauea, while she was searching for a new home after her long journey across the great Pacific Ocean. We'll probably talk about that journey in another episode. However, the mo'olelo, or the story that I was taught, does take place on the island of Hawaii. And like I said, many of us call it the Big Island. It was during a time when the fire goddess Pele roamed the island with her many siblings. Well, her favorite sibling was her youngest sister, Hiaka Ikapolio Pele. We call her Hiaka for short. Although Hiaka was her sibling, Pele raised her as her own. Therefore, they had a special bond with each other. Anyway, Hiaka being the youngest of the ohana, she enjoyed exploring, experiencing new things, and especially playing with others. She particularly enjoyed playing with her friend Hopoi at the shore of Nanahuki. Over time, they became very close and met practically every day. One day as Hiaka arrived at Nanahuki, she saw Hopoi dancing on the shore. It seemed as if she was mimicking the elements around her. Hiaka was overjoyed and enchanted with the sight of her friend dancing and wanted Hopoi to teach her how to move the way she did. Well, of course, Hopoi agreed, and the two danced together. This became the origin of hula. As legend continues, Pele roamed her island and heard a familiar voice chanting in the distance. As she listened closer, she was filled with joy when the winds carried to her the pleasant sound of her little sister, Hi'iaka. Pele called out to Hi'iaka and requested her presence. Pele's voice was instantly carried by the winds to her sister. Hi'iaka said goodbye to Hopoi as she faded into the wind and returned home to Pele. As many of us know, the fire goddess Pele is always busy creating new land with her lava. She worked very hard, and just like us, When we work hard, we play hard. So, Pele enjoys being entertained. Therefore, she asked Hiaka to share what she was doing near the shore. Hiaka spoke about her friend Hopoi and the dance that she was taught. Then she chanted and danced for the fire goddess, who was very pleased, but also jealous. Pele is a very jealous goddess and was very concerned about Hiaka's friendship with Hopoi. Why? Well, remember that special bond between Pele and Hiaka that I spoke about in the beginning of this legend? Well, with Hiaka spending so much time with a friend, it could interrupt that special sister relationship they had, and Pele wouldn't go for that. Yeah, she's very jealous. Well, gang, there's so much more to this legend, but I'm gonna have to leave it at that and save the rest for another episode. But overall, according to this legend, the origin of Hula came from Hopoi and Hiaka Ikapoleo Pele. Now, at this time, I want to share a traditional chant that touches a little bit about this legend, with Hiaka and Hopoi dancing at the shore of Nanahuki on the island of Hawaii. And this chant is called Ke Haʻa Puna. Ai, ke haʻa puna I ka makani. Ke haʻa puna I ka makani. Hata ulu ala I ke au. Haʻa e nā me hopo. Haʻa ka wahine ami kai o Nanahuki. Ulale avale I kai o Nanahuki. Ulale avale I kai o Nanahuki. E ala, ea. O puna kai kuwa I ka hala. O puna kai kuwa I ka hala. Pae ka leo o ke kai. Ke nula I na pua lehua. Nana I kai. O hopoe haʻa ka wahine ami kai o Nanahuki. Ulale avale I kai o Nanahuki. Ulale avale I kai o Nanahuki. E ala, ea. Hei no Hiaka I Kapoleo Pele. Well, doesn't that make you want to get up and dance? Dance just like Hiaka and Hopoi? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode on the history and the origin of Hula. And if you found value in today's lesson, please share it with your family and friends. I would appreciate it if you guys rate the podcast. Give me a 5-star or 2-star, whatever you think. But I would really appreciate that. Please make sure you subscribe so you can get early notifications of when a new episode is released. All right, gang. Thank you for joining me today. And remember to come back to hawaiiabroad.com. I'm Auntie Max, signing out for now. Aloha!